Yo, 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 what is up, beautiful people? What's up, Ace, MG, Peoples, Justin, DeMoney, Peoples again, Maxim, Brady, Miggy, Chuck, good morning, good morning. Oh, it's not showing the thing? Damn, hold up. Pop out chat. Copy. Bam. That should be fixed now. There we go. Hey, we can see you guys talking now. Good morning, good morning. What's up, King Carnage? I'll give everyone a little bit to join in, and then we'll start breaking down what's up with SPY on the bigger and smaller time frames, what's on the watch list, and then we'll wait for the market to open. Good morning, though. Glad to have you all. Be sure to drop a like on the stream. Let me know what you guys are watching as well. Not much news today compared to the rest of the week, of course. The rest of the week is pretty much filled with news or different speakers, of course. But today's pretty light, so this might be the most calm day we see. Could be the quite opposite of that. We'll see. Good morning, Chef. Good morning, E. Good morning, Teresa. People said Tesla is already rejecting that previous day low. Good looks, good looks. I see a lot more light blue stars in here now. Good morning, good morning. Just waiting for more people to tune in, and then we'll start breaking down what's up. Breaking down what's up. What's up, Jedi Juan? What's up, David? Good morning, good morning. Love seeing the familiar names. What's up, Matt? Good morning. Like number 10, appreciate you, appreciate you. Good morning, Mel. Good morning, Ryzen. Good morning, D-Touch. I didn't see anything on that, Ace. I think he's on Wednesday. Or Tuesday. Wednesday or Tuesday, I have to go look again. I don't think there was anything today, though. If there is, then I just didn't see it. Wednesday. VIX appears to be putting in an Adam and Eve pattern, which is bullish. I think it's also... we call them bullish kickers, but you can call them whatever. Playing light, but still holding my Uber end of July swing, coming out of a bottom wedge on the daily chart. Ooh, good looks, Jay. Good morning, man. Good morning, Blink. Good to see your name in here. All right, I'll give you all a few minutes. I'm going to start now. But overall, guys, you guys can see we had a little bit of a cool-off last week. We hit resistance, ended up gapping down, or we only had a 4-day week last week, so we ended up having a lower open into that week under 438.50s. Pulled down, got a little bit of a buy reaction when we pulled all the way down to 433.29, as you can see there, 433.30s. And then from there, we had another lower open, and now we're trading under 433. So bulls are looking to retake. Bears are looking to continue to reject. So you could be seeing a lot of choppy price action today, would also line up with having pretty much no news today. So a lot of that could be stacking together and combining for a choppy range type day. At the same time, this could be building up a lot of energy for a better day where they build some consolidation today, maybe tomorrow. You might see a little bit of them leave the range here and there, but nothing too crazy. And then we can see, maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, look for that bigger, more extended move in one direction instead of getting a little bit of consolidation or up and downward movement within the same day. So we're going to have to pay attention to that. Very important levels, though, all around, as you can see from the daily. I'm leaving that range, gap range highlighted just to show you that it was there. I'm sure we can delete that if we want to now, but I just wanted to leave it there for you. Let's go to the smaller time frames, though. Again, all these are just emerging candles, TA routine. As you can see, though, we have had a pretty crazy after hours. We had a really crazy pump, went up into resistance, ended up pulling back down, right back into the morning, pretty much erasing all of this. And this is, again, why I don't really care about extended price action, extended hours price action. Everyone's always like, oh, but there's notable levels. Yes, there are some notable levels in here. Don't get me wrong. But there's also not that much volume in this, so I'm not really as pressed to add this information as much as I am for information that's already here from demand of low of day, previous day, supply of the previous high of day, bigger time frame levels from price history, our pre-market high, pre-market low, previous day close, previous day open, high, low, all these levels that we talk about all the time. These are what you need to be focused on. I don't really give a rat's ass if SPY pumps up a bunch and then dumps a bunch. That doesn't really give me anything. You might get a little bit of a different tempo from that. You can see there's a lot more rapid price action before markets even opened. So a lot more volume might not appear right at open because of how much rapid price action has occurred. Good morning, Mel. Good morning. Glad to see you. But basically, we're looking for a hold of 432.50 or the 433 range, which can be seen as a bullish hold. Again, that's the yellow highlighted area here at the bottom of my screen. Above 433.75, we can look for higher targets. Below 432, which again is about where the pre-market low is, we have to assume an open range breakout is occurring and that they do want to try to reach further targets to the downside. Let's go down to some sectors here. I already have the sectors charted, of course, from Sunday. If you're a member of the channel or a member of the Discord, you have access to the Sunday videos. Yes, those come out once a week. Last week, of course, because we had a short week, it came out on Monday. But something we've been adding into these videos is charting the sectors more. Not just, smaller time frame levels, but leaving those monthly emerging candles up and just kind of leaving it like that. Just having minimal levels there to just kind of look for really just gauging what's happening. If we see 5 of the top 5 sectors pumping, we have to assume SPY is trying to produce a green candle if the top 5 sectors are moving. So very important. But right now, it looks like we have broken through into this demand. We are trying to make a lower high into this area after already breaking it once. So this could be the bearish retest looking to try and push back through the pre-market low. This could just be seen as a slight consolidation where they've made their range. Now they're trying to hold a higher low and then build back up. We'll see. But at least you guys are ready. And then I'll zoom this back up so you can have all the links. But here's all the links. SPY daily time frame, small time frame, and then of course SPX for any of my SPX traders. I know there's a few of you in here. And we charted that live on stream full day Friday. No problem, David. I know there's a few. It's not like there's like 50 people that ask for it, but there's enough people that ask for it where it's like, all right, I need to just start doing it and sharing it every time. Which, no biggie. Make sure you guys have some water or something to stay hydrated while we're waiting for the market to open. Good morning, Zaytoven. Glad to see you pop up, man. How you doing? Hopefully all of you had a decent weekend, a relaxing weekend. Hopefully you're coming to your charts today refreshed, not tired. And if you are tired, again, self-awareness. What kind of tempo are you at right now? What kind of tempo can you expect from today? You have the level set in front of you. You understand there's not a lot of news today. How do you feel? That's really what the tempo is. That's how you need to be acting today before you jump into the market. What tickers is everyone looking at, though? Today on my watch list, I have SPY, Tesla, Meta. I'm going to look at everything, of course. Top 5 sectors, and then, of course, we'll look at Apple all the way through Netflix. Which, again, we mainly look at these because these are a lot of the top weights of the top sectors. Again, when you look at Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, you're looking at tech. When you look at Amazon, Tesla, you're looking at discretionary. When you're looking at Google, Meta, Netflix, you're looking at comms, XLC. So very, very helpful to understand that. Again, we don't just watch random tickers, guys. We're watching the most important tickers of the market. And then you guys understand those days or those moments where we don't see SPY moving a whole lot, or if we do see SPY moving a whole lot, but none of these top 5 sectors are moving, what's possibly moving the markets then? And we just saw this last week and the week before. What can move the markets a little bit when tech cools off or when bigger weights cool off? I know some of you know the answer. Exactly, the smaller sectors, small caps. So it's not like the world's over, like we just can't trade anymore. There's other sectors we can look at. Good answer. We are about 6 minutes and 40 seconds from open. Knox just said, bounce off of 432 pre-market. Also, Nvidia is at an amazing spot to start another daily leg up, in my opinion. Big watch for me, watching for above previous day high. And yeah, you guys know how crazy some of those AI stocks have been. Good morning, BP. Good morning, Ben. Glad to have you in here. Guys, let me know, is the music too loud or too quiet, or is it alright? I just want to make sure. Good morning, Alexis. Good morning, Tulip. Good morning, Brian. Thank you, Blink. Thank you, David. Good morning, Dondu. Be sure to drop a like on the stream if you guys are tuning in. It helps out the channel a ton. Also, remember, and let me try to find the image. There is an upload coming out on Tuesday. I have an upload coming out on Thursday, and I have an upload coming out on Saturday. So we have 3 scheduled uploads coming out this week. The biggest one of the 3 is going to be on July 1st, but the videos on Tuesday and Thursday, y'all should still tune in and catch. They're very good videos. We also had a video go up last Thursday. I think we had to go up last Tuesday or last Monday. So make sure you go check out the last 2 videos. But yeah, 3 more coming out this week for everybody. They're not just member videos or anything. They're 3 videos for everyone. They'll be public. So make sure y'all tune in and catch those out. Gonna open right at previous day open. Good looks, King Carnage. Yeah, previous day open and previous day close. Again, right here and right here. And we're kind of right under that area, kind of into that area of previous day open, like you said. Good looks, good looks. So as you can see, we're at a very, very, very crucial spot right at the open. 3.5 minutes before open. Good morning and happy Make Money Monday, team. Going to be one of those hurry up and wait first 30 minutes of the session. I agree. Gonna have to definitely chill. Sorry, I'm tardy to the party. No, you're not. You're not tardy, man. I mean, you missed some updates and good information, but I mean, you didn't miss anything. Nothing you haven't heard before. Also, if you guys are in the Discord, feel free to go to charts by members. Go in here and post whatever charts you're looking at. You can go into trade floor and update whatever chart you're looking at. Two minutes before the open. Be sure to go back to the beginning of the stream, or it's actually about a few minutes into the stream, to catch updates on what we're looking at for SPY, bigger time frame and smaller time frame. Oh yeah, and VIX is going to open above 14. That's a pretty significant level. Last minute before open. What is max pain for the day? Let's go check it out real quick. Max pain for the day is 434. It's looking good, people said. Oh, looks like a little bit of a flush right before the open on SPY. Market's open. Hey, good job, David. Anybody closing swings? What are y'all doing? And yeah, from a full day Friday stream, if anybody took the close expirations that we talked about, the close strikes, close expirations, 18 to 26% depending on fill at open. Or farther out expiration is only up about 6-7%. If you were there for full day Friday stream, if you weren't, just ignore. Good morning, Tobias. I saw that today, Tobias. You were the first message I read today. Yeah, make sure to check out trade results if you guys have not already. Tobias had a pretty hell of a trade. Yeah, a lot of things just getting a lower open, if anything. So it's just causing a weird open. And yeah, VIX is above 14. That's crazy. It's a really nice higher open for them. Apple got a little bit of a dip at open. AMD dipping. Microsoft dipping. Nvidia dipped. They're kind of more indecisive, so is Amazon. Tesla had that lower open, but they did not break pre-market low. Right, I should say extended hours low 249.80. Google pulling down, Meta pulling down. It's probably going to hurt Netflix. We'll see, though. Netflix looks like they're trying to hold strong. Let's see our weights. Tech wicking back up. Possible hammer on the first 5-minute candle. Healthcare dipping through still. Financials up against previous day high supply. Discretionary trying to hold outside of previous day low demand. That'd be really bullish if they held outside of that and built some base on top. And comms are still under previous day close in the smack dab middle of their range, so nothing to talk about there. We saw Google and Meta kind of hurting and then wicking. You saw Netflix pushing higher for that sector. Took the bottom 3 times, sold the top 3 times, 2.8K in profits in 2 hours, ran away and got that money out of my broker. Good stuff, Tobias. Very proud of you, man. Very happy for you. You deserve it, man. You're working hard. Tesla inside of previous day low demand. Meta's trying to break pre-market low support. Oh, I'm sorry, that's extended hours low as well. There's a couple of those. Whenever you're pre-market low and you're, I mean, this is a bad example here, but whenever you're pre-market low and your extended hours low are that close, I mean, it's might as well just add it. SPY did push up right there at the very, very end of that move. They're above, not the pre-market high, but the end of this move here, which is decent. So, out of demand too, so good buyer pressure. Out of a good spot. Again, if they were doing this like up here, it wouldn't be as significant, but the fact they're in demand, it makes it more significant. They made their low, held their low, higher low, higher low, higher low. See if they can pump out of that. A fat hammer. He's just a hammer candle. I mean, it's not called a fat hammer. I was just calling it a fat hammer. But a hammer candle. Especially significant when at support, like I was just explaining to you with demand. But this is when you have a wick go below. And then, I'll just draw the box. And then you get like a candle like that. You get your hanging man. So whenever you see price dip back down and it's a big red candle and then you have it wick back up and it's above a level, it shows significant buying pressure because what you've seen basically is sellers take control, buyers reverse it back up, and if it's above a significant level, then that's a great thing for bulls because it shows they're trying to hold to move higher. And vice versa, if you see a hammer against a resistance, then you should be thinking that as well. You know, if we've had a really, really nice run up, we hit a really nice fat hammer, is it going to always reverse instantly from this and make a new low of day? No, hell no. But you can definitely expect some short-term selling pressure from that until proven otherwise. So it's just good to know. And I'll give you guys this link. Y'all should definitely check it out. But here is a candlestick pattern flashcard little thing you can click on. Here you go. Leland made that a while back, but it is the important candlesticks that you should know. Everybody, you know, and this is the problem with candlestick patterns. This is the only problem, really, is the names of them. It makes people overthink, you know, and at the same time, there's too many names, right? Multiple generations above you and below you have different names for candlestick patterns. What I call this, you might call that. What you call that, I might call this. You know, it's completely different. But what you need to learn is the rules of the candlestick patterns. That is what is important. And we always go over that in my swing trading videos. You'll see that in the candlestick pattern flashcards. You shouldn't just call something because somebody else called it that. You should understand what the hell they mean by it. You know, so if I'm saying a dark cloud cover, what do I mean by that? That the previous day was moving up and then the current day had a higher open and we pulled below a certain point of that previous day, the halfway point, the golden pocket preferably. But you could see there's consistent rules behind, oh, that's a dark cloud cover, you know, behind saying, oh, that's a dark cloud cover because this guy on Twitter said it. You know, so make sure you understand the rules behind oh, this is where it opened, this is where it closed, this is that candle. Then this is what that is. That's facts. You know, it isn't an opinion anymore. Base it on consistent rules. A bullish engulfing. You guys know damn well what a bullish engulfing is. When you get the lower open and you get the higher close. Completely dominating the previous day. Nice movement on a lot of different sectors. I see banks are trying to push through previous day high. That's a very good sign. Tech moving higher after that hammer. Again, when I say hammer, you can expect buying pressure. And again, why is this not just a random hammer? Why is this better than just a random hammer? Because it's at a good spot. Previous day close. You have a significant level from the bigger time frame. So it didn't just hold a random area. It held an important area. Really nice first 10 minutes here on SPY. Pushed all the way to 433.70s. Yo, good job, Knoxdale, on the coin swing. I see you. He's up 47%. I like that a lot, man. I think Bitcoin's still doing well, too. Yeah, they had that push up, and then we talked about them possibly slowing down if they didn't continue push. Then they had that day, and now they're slowing down. But still, really good move. Let's see what your coin chart did. Oh, kicking ass. Good stuff. Filling that gap on the daily. And he took profit at a perfect time, in my opinion. Even if it does push higher, who cares? You know? There's no way of knowing that. Good stuff, though, Knoxdale. Love seeing you guys win. Alright, first 10 minutes is up. We basically just have some short-term buying pressure from the open. Apple is up into the previous day highs. AMD up into their pre-market highs. Again, looks like control of 111.10 is really what decides that chart. Control of 334 and pre-market low is what decides Microsoft chart. Very important to Apple. We'll see if Nvidia continues to hold this previous day demand. Amazon 130 is important. 255 on Tesla is important. So 250 to 255 is your current range on Tesla. 250 to 255. Google going up, hitting gap fill of extended hours pre-market. Rejecting so far. Got a hammer at resistance. Meta trying holding on for dear life at 288. If they crack 288, that could be a really, really good short. Netflix pushing through the highs. Yeah, XLC's all over the place right now. SPY's got a good move first 15 minutes. We'll see if this ends up holding. Or first 11 minutes, not 15 yet. Part of your discretionary is weak and part of your comms is weak. So we'll keep that in mind. And then, of course, we knew healthcare was dumping. See if banks continue holding and pushing higher. First thing I saw was Ace said, "We are all winners here." If only that were the case, Ace. No, I'm messing with you. Rejected that high on AMD. Still watching for that to try and push that pre-market high. Nvidia cooling off. Amazon cooling off. Tesla's at resistance. And nothing new to report. Why'd that rhyme? Dondu. Just typing in chat saying a few sectors are doing good now, including banks. We, of course, saw that move. Apple, man, that fat hammer, that really was a nice move. Microsoft only getting a part of that buying pressure, but they're not holding up too bad either. Still above demand on Nvidia. Waking up on Amazon above 130, very strong. See if Tesla can push through 255. If all that happens at the same time, could be seeing some nice green moves on SPY continue. Netflix ripping through that high previous day, as well as the bigger time frame levels, made it to that next bigger time frame level. We'll see if they want to range here and get some footing first, or if they're just going to keep trading rapidly, which Netflix loves to trade like that. They're just going to push it up to the top of pre-market, it looks like. See if they can make it to previous day high supply. First target hit on SPY. Great call out by David. And yeah, based on today's watch list, of course, we went over that in the pre-market of stream, but we said a hold of 432.50 or 433, which is basically where we opened, can be seen as a bullish hold. Targets above are 434, 434.50, and 435, and I don't go past 435 because that's the previous day high supply. So I'm basically saying you could make it to the top of here before we can confirm anything else. We need to push above this, hold above it to confirm higher targets. So that doesn't say we can't move higher, just saying we need to actually prove that we can. But yeah, we're approaching almost a second target. We're about 20 cents away, 25 cents away. That's crazy. Good call out though, David. Tesla 3-bar play 5-minute. Good call out, Lalit. And yep, good call out, Sand$. Uber up almost 3%, trying to defend 44.50's level. Good morning, Jack. Hey, good job, Dondu. So you post Tesla, then you posted the bearish Harami chart, and then you posted your over 40% gains. Good job, man. Beautiful trade results post. That's what I like to see. You and Tobias starting it off strong this week, and Devo too. All three of you starting it off strong. Damn, they damn near made it to the second target. 10 cents away. Again, guys, we're not saying you guys should be in a play. We're just pointing out what was talked about beforehand and what's being hit. Good morning, Daffy. Always happy to see your name pop up. Yep, healthcare is complete opposite of SPY right now. They had a complete drop. From a good area, too. Good morning, Chris. Glad to see you, man. Good morning, Christian. Glad to see you as well. And yes, we are pumping King Carnage. Good call out. Saw a really nice buying pressure candle on Apple right at the open. Microsoft had one right at open. Didn't get quite the move Apple got, but still. Nice candle. Amazon defending. Tesla is not just defending, but still trying to push higher, so keep that one on watch. They're pushing through the initial scalp level towards 256.55. So we'll see if they can make a close past the more passive area Google also into that gap fill from overnight. Meta still trying to retake 288.70s as well as 9 EMA over today's open. If that cannot happen, we will get a pretty nasty drop on Meta here. So keep a watch on that. If 288.70 is not retaken, I need to go type that in chat. And then Netflix, we saw them pumping. They should still, yeah, they're just still in that range we talked about. XOK is into previous day high supply. That is notable. Notable information. Why is that notable information, everybody? Tech is in a key resistance right now. Healthcare flushing through 131. I'd also like to add that's lowering volume through almost the first 20 minutes. Banks pushed above supply. We'll see if they can hold it. Discretionary defending demand and comms are into supply just about. So be very, very careful, guys. We have a couple sectors and very, very strong areas. Yeah, I was going to say, slowdown coming in soon. It's almost too perfect. And I'm not going to say this is the top, but this would be a perfect time to slow down, considering a lot of sectors are reaching supply. Some of them have, like banks. Banks broke through supply. They're trying to hold on top of it. Some of these have reached supply and are probably just going to slow down first. And this isn't necessarily saying they have to reverse from there, but just saying slow down for possible consolidation, which bulls can then have a chance to test over. And if not, you will see more rejection. You will see more pulls away from that resistance. Pretty nice volume, as again we talked about the fat hammer this morning. You can see its opposite counterpart here at resistance on SPY, as well as with rising volume. A very significant candle at a very significant spot. Yes, you can do your fib from the breakout to the high of day, because that is your first slowdown candle. That is confirmed. Let's see if they can push over 434.46. Basically 434.50 is what we're watching, the psychological level. Or we can see a breakdown under 433.70s, which again would be more seen as a retest of the 9 EMA first. And then if we can see a break of the 10-minute 9 EMA, then that would be a better pullback confirmation. Glad to have you all on stream. We got over 90 people in here. Can we get over 90 likes? Also, I pinned a free little flashcard quiz for anybody who wants to go through the most important candlestick patterns. It's at the top of the YouTube chat. Very nice push on SPY here, though, from the open. Let's go back to our sectors and see if any of those resistances are still being pushed against, and we'll see if banks are still holding above supply. So you can see tech pushing higher, healthcare pushing lower. It's pretty normal. Again, we talked about that relationship very heavily last week. Banks are still holding. Discretionary still pushing out. I mean, out of any chart, they still had room, so that's okay. And comms are still against resistance. So the only thing that's changed is that banks are, well, one, still holding. We actually have a green candle appearing. And that tech pushed through resistance. Nothing else has changed. So we're going to see if this continues. Are you guys picking up, though, on why we watch these so heavily? Good call out, Dondu. How you're able to see, okay, why we should slow down for at least half a minute or a couple minutes, against this resistance, and then what you need to be seeing for this to try and push higher, for this to continue slowing down. And then it's like, oh, well, how do you tell the XOK chart? Well, you have Apple, you have Microsoft, you have Nvidia. It's so easy to watch. It's really not that bad. I keep wanting to tell people like, oh, it's so hard. This is like the next level thing. But I actually see this as like one of the easiest things. The more you piece it together, of course. At first time looking at it, it's going to be like, what the hell are you saying? But the more you look at it, the more it makes more sense. And it is very, very effective, very, very helpful information. And yes, Apple pushing a new high of day, helping out SPY. Let's go over to those sectors again. Tech still pushing higher. Healthcare still pushing lower. Banks are still trying to hold. Discretionary got a little move. Comms are still against resistance, so we'll see what changes here. Really nice move here on SPX 5-minute. Screenshot for chat real quick. Oh, I gotta catch up. All I see is dreaming messages. Always having a tiny bit of FOMO on these early candle plays, but not worth it, in my opinion. Yeah, no. Anytime, Carnage, you feel like you're being FOMO, just try to close your phone or walk away for a few minutes. Trading something where you feel uneasy is always going to be a loss, even when you win. And I say that because you don't want to win off of trades that don't make sense to you. You want to win off of trades that have reasoning or make sense to you. Right? Therefore, in the future, when you find that same exact intuition or you find that same exact setup or something similar aligns, then you can take it. You can align it just like you did the first time you took it. But if you're going to do something without reasoning and you feel uneasy, then you're going to end up taking a trade that's really pointless, because even if you win, you go look back at it, it's like, oh, well, this doesn't really help me for future trades. You're not going to be able to recreate that exact, random act of you getting in here, there, and doing this or that. It's just random. There's nothing consistent about it. So always be comfortable when you're entering a trade, because that is why. That is the most important reason why. I love that you said that, though. Hangman 5-minute with Vol. Spot of the Moon. Dreaming is pumping again. No, I'm not in a trade. I mean, I'm in swings, but I'm not in anything new. Dreaming is playing now. AMD's going to the moon. You want to make money in your process so you can align it with your process. I am not good at shorting tops, but I'm good at finding the bid. So that is what I do. I love it, Tobias. Again, like he just said, kind of in a similar breakdown to what I was saying last week. Find or practice, find what you're good at, practice it over and over, and then limit yourself to it. Why should you be taking trades outside of what you're comfortable with? I'm about to watch the 15-minute lead in so I don't FOMO. There you go. You got to think about that too. The 5-minute or the 1-minute might have you going a little bit too crazy. Sometimes if you want to be a little bit more calm, more comfortable, zoom out. Great message though, people. I love that you just said that. Daffy as well, saying the 15-minute on SPY looks good. Whoops. Uh-oh. Is NVIDIA just getting started? NVIDIA Nvidia to 500, gang. Amazon new high of day. Tesla pushed through 255 to 256.55. If you took the scalp play, good job. That was the scalp trigger at 255. Passive levels at the next level, 256.50s. We have a nice gap to fill above 435. Yes, sir. We're actually inside of it right now. Well, that gap, you didn't mean that one, though. You probably meant the bigger one. Which we have a gap here, small one. Got a bigger one here. Which that's probably what I should be highlighting are those gaps now. Let's do this tiny one. I'll do Manila. HSV, then go to transparency, and then change it to like around 50. Perfect. And then do the same thing here. That looks weird how those overlap. You got a gap fill here, you got a gap fill here. Of course, this is if we break today's open, yesterday's low. Push under old supply, not hold it as demand, push through, gap fill, and then maybe see if they can hold this old supply as demand at 428. Possibly, if they break 428, we're going to be seeing the test of this major support here. If that cracks, we're going to be seeing 424, possibly the gap fill there. There's a lot of levels and really, really good price action on both sides of the ball right now. Just got to be patient. Because today, you know, on smaller time frames, you're probably super bullish. But then you zoom back out to the daily and you're like, oh, this is still just a buyer reaction. This isn't really doing much. Which, again, if you paid attention to Sunday's video, I said they just first really need to retake 433.29. If they can show that they want to hold over this level today, that's a very good initial sign that they could try to step back in on the bigger time frames towards these levels up here. But if they fail here, reject, push back under here, break these two supports right here, we're definitely pulling back a lot more. And there's possibility we're definitely filling those gaps. So keep that in mind. Very, very crucial price action today. But bulls, though, definitely showing their strength right at the open and at a good spot. Again, this isn't random. We talked about a potential hold of 432.50 or 433 range. Demand of previous day. Nothing new that we have not been adding in here for a little bit now. Matt saying fair value gap just below the golden pocket on 2-minute SPY, which we could fill if we get a reversal. Looks like we had an inverse head and shoulder play out of a tweezer in demand. SPY 5. Yeah, I'm not giving it all those fancy names like inverse head and shoulder. But I do see what you're looking at. And yes, we did pump out of demand. Justin DeMoney also seeing that. See, guys, supply and demand's not like going to ruin your levels. It's not going to ruin price action. It's not going to ruin how you already view the chart. You had a base build with higher lows. Out of demand. That's a very good initial sign for bulls. The same exact size move that we just had to the upside could have happened to the downside today, and all they had to do was break this support and reject from here. And of course, open range breakout 432, but they needed to exit demand the way they did here, which they didn't even really get much of a retest, but they had it all during pre-market, so they didn't need one. But just kind of cool to think about. Watching 3-bar play to the upside on AMD 15-minute. Good job. Brady's also typing AMD at the same time. Tesla's still fighting to hold over 256.55. Did Google fill gap? No, but they got close. They got very close. Netflix could get ugly here if they reject and pull away from 426.70s. To the downside, that is. That is an XLC weight. You saw Google doing the same thing. You saw Meta pulling back but not really breaking anything yet. So you see 3 XLC weights kind of pulling down a little bit. Tesla's trying to hold. We just saw Amazon pump. They're just pulling back, which, again, this is a fair reaction. They just pumped. That's okay. They don't have to keep pumping. Nvidia's at previous day high supply, which you can see I didn't even bother drawing. Again, that's top of the last move of the high to the open of the last green candle before the reversal. That creates an area of supply. Vice versa for demand. Oh, nice. AMD hit that next level. I didn't even realize the last time I looked at that. Apple looking like they want to push another high? Question mark? We'll see if they want to stop here, if they're going to try to push through 430, 450s. What you're really looking for after any pump really is you want to see the 5-minute 9 EMA tested just like you saw, and then you want to see a break of the 10-minute 9 EMA, which would give you an initial signal saying, hey, they're trying to pull back, and then we can look for a lead test and all that good stuff. But until then, you should not be looking to just start randomly shorting tops. So keep that in mind. Have a set plan on when you want to look for tops slowing down. Have a set plan on when you want to see reversals to the upside or downside. You know, have a set rule for something. Don't just randomly trade stuff. This is why the BB community succeeds day in and day out. Member all the way up to owner. People are doing really good based on just facts, just using the same system over and over again. Good call out, David. I need to go type that in chat, actually. Good job, David. Can I repeat that, please? Repeat what? I don't remember what I just said. I'm like reading Discord, YouTube. I'm kind of just updating. What exactly did I say? Let me know what you want me to repeat. Amazon, nothing new. Tesla still pushing higher. I'd love to see Tesla winning, man. Meta's the only thing from my watch list doing nothing. I had SPY Tesla Meta today. Sorry guys for the typing. The 9 EMA. So when you're looking at a pullback, again, Lalit, and I've said this in multiple streams, so if this is your first time hearing this, I am actually a little surprised. But if you're looking for a set rule for a pullback, a nice, easy, just kind of lazy rule to have in the back of your head at all times is if you see the 5-minute 9 EMA tested, okay, that's awesome. That's a normal reaction to go test after hitting a resistance. That's normal. Pulling back to that. That's very normal. This happens on every time frame. When you see a break of the 10-minute 9 EMA, though, this is a little bit more aggressive than just the 5-minute being tested. So when you see the 10-minute 9 EMA broken, that is when you can start to go look for drawing those Lee tests. If you again just want a lazy rule to keep in the back of your head. I'll have to go grab that clip. We have like a whole video on that too. I forgot who shared that clip, but I will find it. Some of these names of these clips are hilarious. That's the staircase method. I'll have to find it later. I'm not going to do that right now. Nice nasty rejection after the pullback from 430, 440s. We're like, we don't use that, then it like literally ended up working. That's funny, Bill. If you could hear me, Bill, I wasn't like hating on whatever you were using. I was just saying we don't use it here. Just to let you know. That's funny though, it ended up working right after you said it. Retesting 433.70s, could call out David. Patience is and has been far... Wait, what? Oh, I'm sorry. Like, the message really messes up for my screen. Patience is and has been by far my biggest struggle. Definitely something you have to learn over time. Again, this is why I teach that routine. Everyone always thinks like, oh, he only says that because he wants us to get better at entering and exiting. Like, no, it literally teaches you everything. When you go through a routine, you're making yourself limit yourself to certain types of entries. The only entries that you are focused on, the only entries you practice, right? But by doing that, you're practicing patience, because anytime you're not taking a trade, you're doing great because you're not just randomly entering the chart, waiting for the right parameters to set up in front of you, parameters that you have gone over and over and over and over and over, repetitively, reviewing them, visualizing them. Not just taking random trades. Focus on the routine. Cleaning up your charts end of day. At night or in the morning, having your charts cleaned up, ready to go. In the morning for pre-market, especially having them ready to go with your pre-market information with game plan set. You shouldn't be sitting here after the open making new game plans. Everything should already be set. Your levels should be done. You shouldn't be freaking out, recharting things. None of that. You should already be in a completely, I don't need to touch the chart mindset. Good stuff, Mel. Yo, good stuff, Daffy. Over almost 60% on those spike holes. Wow, Jazz, kicking ass. I already knew that was Google before I saw the chart. Just because I saw you post. Good stuff. This is what I'm talking about. Like Jazz, great example. Jazz has been focusing on Google so heavily the last few weeks, last few months, and it's been showing. I mean, it's like I feel like Jazz could read Google 10 times better than any of us combined now, just because Jazz is focused on it. Look at that, guys. Tesla hitting most targets just now. It just hit the first target, actually. It's crazy. I had like I'm not complaining, guys. I love making my watch this way because it makes me feel more accountable to like myself, really, not really to you guys, really just to myself. But I had a little group of people bitch and moan and complain about me not posting watch lists with stop losses, targets, which I've always posted aboves and targets at least. I've not always had the stop losses. This is something extra because that's again kind of comparative. Everybody can set their own or have different rules behind their own. But it's just amazing, like, people basically ask for plays. You give them what they want, and then I don't see them anymore. You know, it's like, where did y'all go? I did this for you, you know, and I caved. Where you at? It just blows my mind. It just gets me. People will be like, how come I need to trade Tesla? Can you tell me how? I'll literally give them how. Then they won't trade it. How can I trade spot? Literally tell them how. They won't trade it. So, I mean, if you don't want to listen to me, that's cool. I'm going to keep trading. I'm going to keep making money. I'm going to keep having fun. I'm going to keep helping people out. You can keep losing money and keep crying. But until you pick up the damn, until you pick up the damn pencil pen, start writing in your notes, start opening up your chart, visualizing off the markets, when things aren't moving, when the market's closed, then you're going to keep failing. I'm sorry to tell you this. You have to work for it. You don't get to just be lazy, randomly follow somebody a couple times and think that, oh, everything from here on out is going to be fine. I'm never going to lose. No, you're definitely going to lose, and that wake-up call is going to hurt you. So do you want to be the person who works really hard, and you might experience a couple struggles on the way, but when you take a hit, at least when you get hit, you're not getting completely knocked out. Whereas the person who doesn't take the time off the markets or take the time to learn or take the time to review or visualize, when they take a loss, they might even be questioning if they want to continue to trade or not. And if that happens to you, then you probably haven't worked that hard. If every time you take a loss, you're sitting there questioning if you should continue to trade or not, then there's a fucking huge issue that you need to deal with. And excuse my language, but some of y'all need to hear it. It's crazy. Like, I don't know. If you're sitting there having to tell yourself, oh, I need to quit trading or I need to take a break or blah, if you're doing that every single time you take a loss, there's something wrong. That is not right. Have some self-awareness. Or quit bitching at other people who do. I don't see anybody in chat trading Tesla or SPY, yet both levels worked perfectly fine. And again, I've never really been the type to sit here and say, how come nobody's playing this? How come nobody's doing this or that? I don't care. I don't care if anybody gives me credibility for taking my plays. But I am going to call you guys out if you're going to bitch at me and then not do anything. So it gets me. High volume hammer on the 5-minute 10-10 candle. Good call out, Evis. Good job on the hammer call outs. A lot of you guys have been calling out hammers and inverted hammers all morning, and you guys have been correct most of the time. I saw a few wrong, but most of you guys were right on the bigger ones, like Apple, SPY. Good call outs on those. We are not all in the same time zone. Oh, he's talking about Evis. If he's saying 10-10, Evis is probably meaning 9-10. So he's probably in, what is that, Mountain Time? Bill's like, wait, we're not in the same time zone. What do you mean by 10-10? That's funny.
We need to all get used to just military time. We just need to all start typing out in like complete time. Oh, Spy still struggling with 434.50s. Would definitely be sitting cash right now. Good call out, Johnny the Revelator. He's saying that as I was saying it. Good call out. What's up, Luland? Still pulling away from it. Good call out. Let's go check our sectors real quick, see what's strong, see what's not. Which it makes sense if tech slows down. They did just push through supply and slow, so I think that's okay. It looks like at 1:30, healthcare finally slowed down. That's a good sign. Oops. Banks, whoa, Banks flushed. They are back at today's open, so Banks back at square one. Discretionary pulling away. We just saw a gap on the 5-minute. Very impressive. Another gap on the 5-minute for comms, so nice pullback so far by a lot of these. What I'm more concerned about is if everything does pull back and tech is part of that pullback, do they continue to hold over the previous day high supply as demand? That would be a very strong sign for bulls. Spy making a lower high. I kind of just have it as like a flat resistance really. But lower high, yes, because you did have a good push up, and they wicked it back down, and then you had a second push up, but they didn't quite make it past that high, and then they wicked that back down, and even worse, this one at least closed green, this one closed lower. So yes, lower high, confirmed. Double top, lower high, whatever you want to call it. King Carnage said, I just need to wait for more 80% plays. 40% are killing me. And there you go, King Carnage. And this is why we call them the 40% entry, because you should only have 40% out of 100% confidence when taking those, because you are getting an open range breakout, but you have no confirmation that it has to continue higher. You just know that a good level was penetrated. So there's that just less than 50% chance that it does continue higher, and vice versa for the 80%. Almost adds a double increase of confidence and chance of continuing in that direction because of that confirmed signal of saying, hey, we didn't just break this level, we now control it. Lead test, 80% entries, buy the dips. These are all higher probability plays. Your 40% need to be a scalp trader mindset. If you're taking 40% entries and expecting big moves on like the 5-10 minute, there's something wrong. You're not always going to get really nice moves with 40% entries. You have to understand that. And you need to understand, okay, well, if I'm taking a riskier type of entry, I need to be risking less. Or taking them not as many times. And that's just logical thinking. That is not even counting any back testing. That has nothing to do with trading gains, trading losses. Tight stops. There you go, Evis. You know? So it's a little bit different of a trade compared to an 80%. So you have to understand that too. Work on it though, King Carnage. I want to see you posting examples. Yes, sir, King Carnage. You have that right. Nothing slow. Definitely do not want to hesitate on those 40% type entries. Hesitation is moida for a scalp trader. Battle zone here, definitely. Thanks for the stream. Walking away with profits may peak at power hour, but overtrading has been another issue of mine. There you go, David Ballard. Walk away, man. Definitely nothing wrong with that. Plus, you got to think about it from a healthy point of view. Who wants to just sit here and stare at a chart all day after you've already done your damage, right? If you had a great day, no reason to sit here and go insane staring at the chart trading left to right? Go enjoy your day. Come back and review it later when you don't have a chance of risking more money on the table, until you have a better control of yourself. Thank you guys for all the likes on the stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Let me show you all this. This is pretty cool. So this is a part of the weekly watch list that comes out every week. It's just the extra market notes. If you guys want to take a screenshot or anything, sorry that it is white, so it might be blinding you right now. But please take a screenshot or anything you can. A lot of really good notes though, just in that one screenshot. But yeah, this is posted once a week in my chat. They give you like all kind of news, and then if you go to like the bottom, this is new, but previous day close inside day for those swing traders. Like look at that stuff, earnings and economic calendar, and then of course a bunch of other updates on individual equities, ETFs, bigger indices and stuff. So just really good information on here. Yeah, that's posted once a week. Yeah, you good stuff, Don Do. It's honestly one of my favorite reads too. On Sundays I sleep in a little bit. I make my Sunday video. I do all that stuff, which that takes me sometimes an hour to 2 hours, depending on how long the video is or how many things I have to put together, and how many things I have to post. But right after I'm done though, I instantly just want to like chill because my brain's already tired again, and then I start looking at that weekly watch list, and then I just feel refreshed. I read it again, I just feel so refreshed. And it just honestly makes you feel like you have a better routine too, like you're more professional about what you're trying to be good at too. Having that weekly watch list feels so good. Dun, 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 dun. Holding golden pocket from breakout to high of day. 9 EMA caught up to the 10-minute wick. Great call out, Evis. I can see you're seeing it, man. I can see you going through the different time frames, seeing that. I love it. Possible 3-bar play on the 30-minute. Good call out by Daffy. Deep coming in, saying 30% puts on SPY. One and done. Have a good day. Y'all have a great day, Deep. 433.70 is providing huge support. Good call out. Sorry, King Carnage. Let's call you Evis. But look, like, and this is like what gets me. Like, read the story of the chart. What's happened so far? We had a bullish bump from demand. We talked about that. We understand how we got to this point. What's happening now? We've hit a major area, right? Is this going to happen every time we hit a resistance? No. They hit it. They slowed down. Now what are they looking to do? Get past it. Couldn't. Made a lower high. All right. Pull back a little bit. If they pull back and break, what can they push down to without making it too scary? The next level of support, 433.70. And that's exactly what they just did. So it makes sense that after a pump and a slowdown and a no confirmation to push higher, what does it make sense to do next? To test the next support below. What would that be? 433.70. So is it logical that we just did this? Yes, it makes sense. This isn't random. Normal price action. This is what gets me when people are like, this is price action's ugly. No, it's not. This is normal. This is very normal price action. I don't know what kind of price action you're looking for. I'm sorry that you're not getting just straight green candles or straight red candles, that there is, opposite colors popping up. But if that confuses you, then trading is not for you. Trading is not one directional, guys. Need to understand that. How do you take control of a level? You don't just break it and next thing you know, oh, I got in, it's going up 1,000,000,000%, I'm rich, I don't have to trade anymore. No. To take control of a level, you have to break it and you have to hold over it. You have to show that confirmation is there. They didn't just have the strength to break it, but they have the strength to continue holding it. That is now confirmed bullish. Whereas this is not confirmed bullish. This is not confirmed bullish. This is not confirmed bullish. You have to understand that. 1 minute left on the 30-minute. Keep that look on the potential 3-bar Daffy was talking about, guys. Good looks, Daffy. Also, perfect timing, too, because on the 5-minute here, you have a bullish rectangle, which, again, is just bullish continuation. I almost promise we're holding a fib. What was the breakout? We'll just say... What was this? 433.70. You see they're failing to hold the short-term fib. So what can we click over to now? What have I been telling you guys? The 10-minute 9 EMA. And what are they doing? They're just testing it. So we need to see an actual break of this to show that an actual pullback is occurring. All we have right now is a bullish pullback. It is going to keep coming down. Yes, they need to break 433.70s to do so. We shall see. It'd be even funnier if they just range traded inside of this tinier range, but we'll see. Hey Bueller, I've heard you say 3-bar play a bunch in the past. Could you go over what it is? Yeah, no problem, man. Real quick, give me a second. I want to find you a clip because it wasn't that long ago we just covered this again. So I want to give you this recent clip. 3-bar plays, though, are basically just continuation patterns. You see a push, you want to look for that emerging move, and then on the second candle, what ends up being where people start to call out, oh, potential 3-bar play popping up. When you see people say that, they're basically looking for that second candle, as long as it holds the 50% or golden pocket of that previous candle, and the same open of the red candle has the same close as the previous candle, that green candle that moved up, then you have a potential 3-bar play coming up, right? And if they can hold that, essentially that third candle, this is why it's called a 3-bar play. You also have 4-bar play, and of course you can add on to that as much as you want. But basically they're all just bullish continuation. It's just because it has 1 reset, 2 reset, they call it 3-bar, 4-bar play. But let me find this clip for you, and then we'll cover it again. I don't feel like finding this clip. I'm just going to teach it again. All right, so let's talk about that emerging move. So let's say we get a move from here, Matt. Right? We get a big move from there. Big green candle. Just envision that. My drawing is not that great. So you have your open, you have your close, right? Next candle. Opens at the same level as the close. Comes down. And let's say it holds 50% or a little bit above 50% of that candle. This is what people call a potential 3-bar play. Because you have 1, 2, the third candle, they want to see continue holding this and push that new high. Wherever it goes, whatever external resistance you have there, you can have as an outside target. That's great. But overall, you want to see this candle hold this, 50% or golden pocket. And then second, you want to see this continue to hold and keep your stop very, very tight right here if you're going to be entering that, which is similar to an 80% entry. Very nasty pullback, by the way, on SPY while we're covering this. And vice versa, Matt. This can be also taken to the downside. So it's not just for upside, it's also for downside. Keep that in mind. I can send you this image too. I think it's in my patterns channel. Yeah, here it is. But check this out. So just a quick little image for you. This is what it looks like. And then, of course, if you can get volume outside of that as well, it's awesome. You don't need this to work like this for this to work. But if you have this as well, it only increases its strength. Or your level of confidence in it, if anything. Let me know if that makes sense, though. This is also another reason I ask you guys to check out the YouTube channel, because there's videos that will explain things that are very, very similar to this. So like in this video, how Fibonacci retracements can help you navigate bigger time frames. And if you go to this video, pause it real quick, go to the fibs. It's the very first link in this. Go to the fibs. These videos will cover that exact topic. So make sure you go through this playlist. This is how you can easily see bullish and bearish control, how you can navigate the charts with better bullish or bearish control, being able to identify that. Johnny said, if it comes down to 432 area, I might buy. Definitely not a bad area. I mean, this is where demand is, so you're definitely not crazy. And they wicked up right where that level is. Would you open a position at the end of the second bar or on a 3-bar play? So there's two different reasonings on it, TZ. You can get in on the very, very end of that second candle, which in my opinion is very early. But if you do that, you should have a very tight stop, or at least be aware that you're entering early. So if you want to wait for that second one, the third candle to appear right at the open of that, in the first few moments, if you see it still holding that level and you like it, then you can take it. But the confirmed entry is after the close over that resistance. So the third candle is where you're supposed to enter. But if you want to try to enter it with better risk reward and then keep that tight stop, you definitely can. Nobody's going to stop you. Can you watch it for me and explain? little ride along video. Those videos are good though. I mean, we talk about all those kind of things, inside the streams all the time. And not every single candle or every single breakout are you going to see me draw a fib, but it's definitely good information to know. I feel like too many people think fibs are like an indicator when they're not. You're just grabbing information. It's just numbers. You're just using math of the chart. It's not an indicator. It's information. So that's why it's important. And guys, it's only been an hour, but I feel like I've been ranting for a long time. Glad to see the watch list working out. Let's see how Meta did. That was the one that really wasn't doing too much. Okay, they finally did something. So you kind of have like a little ugly, like almost 4-bar play here is what some people in my chat would call it, but it's just because it looks like a bearish continuation. Drop, base, drop. And that's all you got. So you might even see some people call this a 4-bar play in my chat. It's not, but essentially they are correct in calling it that because it's a continuation pattern. So you'll also just see people vaguely call continuation patterns 3-bar, 4-bar plays. So also have that in mind. Let's see. What was my watch list? Above 290.40 with a stop loss at 289.55. That didn't even get touched. Below 288. I don't know why I typed a 0 there. Stop loss at 288.70. Okay, so entry, stop loss. That didn't even get close. Target's 286.65. Okay, first target did just hit. Okay, so never mind. Meta did work. Everything's working. That's 3 out of 3 on the watch list today. Let me take off the YouTube chat so you guys can see it. Where's OBS? Hide that. And there you guys go. Now you can see it. But this is what was posted to the chat. This is what we talked about in pre-market. And on my bot that posts to different people. So all of you guys can have the list every day. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I do take a lot of work into making this every day. Some days there's 3 tickers. Some days there's like 5 or 6. It's different every day. Good hold, Rambo. Can always count on Rambo to hold. Good trade reviews being posted. All right, now let's see if 432, 433, or sorry, 432.50 to 433 demand area is going to continue to hold again. They are testing Spy's Gangster right now. Nasty. Nasty rejection. Well, it looks like you were right. Who said that? It wasn't Matt, was it? It was, no, Johnny. Johnny the Revelator. That's who it was. He said it's going to keep coming down. He said it with confidence. And oh, was he right. Good job, Sandal. A round of applause for you, man. It's perfect. They like pushed it up so people were forced to close swings, and then they pulled it back down so people were getting too deep into calls, getting screwed now. People might be getting too heavy into shorts right now. They might wick it up here, base it out a little bit, and then we might see the better direction. We shall see, though. $432.47. Is that previous weekly low? Is that what you're saying? Previous week's low? I want to make sure I'm reading that right. Okay, cool. Thank you, Ace. I just didn't want to make sure. I was stupid, man. Wanted to make sure. I mean, I am, but I just had to make sure, you know? Yo, good stuff, Lucky Nugget. He got himself a nugget. The 3-bar play failed on 30-minute. Your 436 calls got clapped. At least you're a man about it, Daffy. So that's the difference between you, though, and most people, is that you knew your risk. You know, so you knew, let's say, you know, you have like a $20,000 account. You're not sitting there putting $20,000 into that trade. You know, so Daffy didn't lose 20K. Daffy probably risked it such a small amount that losing 100% of that position won't hurt him. It's all about risk and how much you're putting at risk. Where's the reward? Where's the probability? Do you like this at demand? Do you like it at resistance? How much are you putting at risk? You know, is that what percentage of your account? Is that enough to hurt you? Yeah, then maybe you shouldn't take that trade. Good job, though, Daffy. Even on the loss, I'm congratulating you. Good job, Lucky Nugget. And look at that. Screwing people getting into shorts very late. They're wicking it back up. Still just seeing them hold demand, guys. Good hammer. Another fat hammer popping up. That term popping up again. Also, what else is significant about this hammer? Can anybody else tell me what are some other significant attributes about this hammer? Good job, Mel. Get played, get out kind of day. I'm done for the day. Good stuff, man. High volume. And it's at support. Exactly. High volume and it's at support. What is this support? Can anybody tell me? What is this support? Why do I have it like this? Who's been paying attention? Good job, Carnage. Good job, John. Good job, Jack. Good job, Evis, Daffy, David. Good job, good job. Demand, exactly. It's the previous day low demand. Exactly. Great answer. Zoom on over here. Before this reversal hit, again, this is low of day. That's anybody can see that. So you grab from there, and before this reversal back up from the low of day, again, it's not that big of a reversal. You know, sometimes we're going off of these, you know, where it's as big as this reversal, and we'd be grabbing from here to here, but that's not low of day. Going from low of day demand. I want to get the furthest extent of the outer boundaries of the previous day as I can. That's what I'm getting. So we're going from low, top of the last red candle. And it also happens to get today's open, which is great. And if we could have zoomed it up a little bit to today's open, that would have been even better because it covers both pivot points. So sometimes you'll see a combining factor. Again, you'll see me talk about that in a lot of my videos if you get through them. Combining factors. We're never just looking at something or getting excited, or I'm not getting excited for a move unless I see multiple things align, right? So you're never just buying a random hammer candle. You're never just buying a random green candle that looks like it's gonna reverse. You're never just shorting at a random red candle, right? It's at a resistance, at a support. There has to be, oh, significant volume here. This is a great add-on to it. Oh, it's at this level, you know. So make sure you're finding multiple things to make you like whatever you're looking at. Don't just find one thing and completely invest everything you can into it. Don't marry your idea over one thing. And yes, possible lead test. Let me go from here. Real quick, because I haven't done this in a fat minute, I need to look at the sectors real quick. Tech retaking, that's good. Healthcare in line, that's good. Banks at demand. Discretionary bounced off demand, and comms are trying to bounce off of today's open. So everything is bouncing from decent spots. Basically putting us back to square one. I'm just going to do the 5-minute lead test, honestly. It's so much cleaner. Plus, it lines up with my level here. So we'll see if we get a good lower high here, first rejection. Looks, I mean, they're not even over the 5-minute 9 EMA, so you're still on the downtrend. But if they don't end up flushing here, this could send us right back to high of day again. I would not be surprised. But I could see them trying to maintain today's range for the most part. I would leave that as the higher probability scenario for the day. Again, maintaining inside of the supply and demand of previous day. They've already proven that much just in the first, almost hour and a half now. But do you guys want me to start doing that for the streams again, where I start them about 20 minutes early and try to give you guys breakdowns for like 10, 15 minutes before the market opens? Or do you guys like it how it was, where I was just starting it right as the market was opening? Leaving the information on the screen for you all. Which one did y'all prefer? My heart button is gone again, by the way. I can't click hearts with y'all. Okay, so you did like the just before open thing, giving you a little breakdown. Because we used to be here for like 45 minutes before open, but I honestly was answering too many repetitive questions that was making me go insane. Like 5, 10, 15 minutes before open, that is perfect. We can definitely do that. Which I will be streaming tomorrow, so catch me on YouTube stream tomorrow. I'll be streaming all week. There you go, Dondu. Thank you. Thank you, Dondu. It's people like you. It's people like you that I will appreciate. Okay, good, good. But yeah, you'll have me all week. Just remember that. Make sure you tell everybody, too. If you see people in Discord ask, if you see people on Twitter ask, on YouTube, please just answer for me. Just say yes, all week. Of course, Friday will be the full day stream. On the daily, Tesla had a bearish... Hold up. Let me see if you're even right with saying that. Okay, yeah, you're right. Let me go to a different chart. There we go. You said on the daily, Tesla had a bearish engulfing followed by a break of the 9 EMA. What would you look at for a swing entry criteria? Wait, what? TJS. So if you've ever heard me talk about swing patterns on the daily time frame, every single time I talk about this stuff, I always talk about finding patterns with positioning and then looking for entry under the 9. You literally just labeled your own entry criteria, but it looks like you haven't gotten the entry yet because they did give you a pattern at a good spot. Now you just need a break of the 9, right? They got an open here and they closed above it, so no entry, no entry. We still have no entry because it's not the end of the day yet, so we don't know. So today might be your possible entry based on that type of trading. If you're looking for patterns with positioning and looking for good close under the 9 EMA on the daily, that is your entry criteria if you're looking for how I like the swing trade. And then, of course, if you turn on the 21 EMA, that would be your first target, which is, I'm going to assume it's like probably like right here bouncing. Because it's most of the time the second EMA they like to go to, then the 55, then the 100, the 200, blah, 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 blah. But overall, I would more focus on price action of this chart because it's clear as day that this support needs to be broken for bears to truly step in more. Now, this could be just a reset and it sends them down to 244 and they range trade more. So this could be a good overnight swing setting up for you based on what you're looking at. But that is the entry criteria I look at. I like looking for patterns with positioning, and then I like to look for closes under the 9 EMA on the daily. That is a good initial entry. If you can get rising volume as well on the candle that breaks into the 9, that's even better. But it's not needed every single time. But again, find your pattern, find the break. You can see I'm combining multiple things. Again, not just looking for, oh, I want to see it randomly pop below, or I want to see it randomly hit a resistance. Like, no, you're looking for multiple things. 1, 2, 1, 2. Swings are still foreign. I feel that. they really are kind of a pain in the ass too, because swings are so much slower. But in my opinion, I had a lot more fun with swings. Honestly, when I swing trade, I have a lot more fun because it feels like more of a slower process that I'm a little bit more in control of on my end. Whereas scalping and day trading, it's a lot quicker. You're not really in control. It's just kind of like, all right, this is happening. All right, let me put my plan on it. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I stick to whatever happens and I risk a certain amount that doesn't hurt me. Whereas swing trading, there's a little bit more selection going on. You can actually choose how many confirmations you want before getting in. So that's good. So I feel like you get a little bit more comfortable timing with swings. You have a little bit more time to cover things. Whereas day trading, a lot of your practice does need to be when the markets are not moving. Then when you do see them moving, of course, you already know what you're looking for. But you can also check out the Mustache Bot channel on YouTube. I'll show you exactly the channel. If you go to my playlist here, go to, oh wow, it opened it up more. Swing trading videos right here. This is a perfect playlist for you, man. Perfect playlist. And then, like I said, if you want to go to the other channel that I used to upload on, this has all swing trading videos for the most part, but it covers exactly what you're looking for. Look, the latest video from almost 2 years ago. Pattern trading with 9 EMA passive swing trading strategy. This is everything I look for. But I think you'll enjoy a lot of that content. Same, Dondu, same. Lee test is holding up on the 5-minute. They went up to the golden pocket, rejected. And it looks like they are getting a pull away from the 433.40. No problem, TJS. I think you'll enjoy that content too, because it's not like the strategy is not hard to understand. It's all very, very simple. But you'll notice though, you have to, and if you click on the link at the top of YouTube chat right now, that's the candlestick flashcard quiz that you need. That's the exact candlestick patterns that you need to focus on when looking for those. And then of course, it kind of narrows it down to like getting good at drawing the positioning, getting good at identifying the patterns when they get to that positioning that you took time to draw beforehand, and then waiting for it to develop a better entry for you, then getting into it, finding a contract you like, putting a certain amount at risk that you're okay with, that doesn't completely screw you if you have to cut at a certain percentage, so it's a lot slower of a process though, so take as much time as you need. Seriously, swings can be very slow because you'll also notice you'll be practicing like 1 or 2 setups every other day or so, just kind of looking at them, talking about them beforehand, reviewing them afterwards. But then you'll notice it's like, wow, this is taking forever. Like a week has gone by and you'll probably review like 2-3 things, like full trades, before, in, out, all of that. Man, you would totally not think that English was my first language. Thank you guys for over 60 likes on the stream. Appreciate that. Still trying to look to see if bears can push away from this potential lead test. Bulls wicking it back up. Possible higher low from that impressive hammer at support. Rambo. How's everyone on stream doing? Sorry I've been kind of quiet answering people. It's probably a little boring. Still just watching for this lead test to play out. But let me know how y'all doing. Y'all take any trades today? Y'all just sit cash, kind of get the tempo of the week on Monday. I know plenty of people who will trade very light on Mondays, just kind of get like kind of a feel for what the week might, begin feeling like, and then, getting a tempo for it. And then like Friday, I know a lot of people who just won't trade at all because they know it's like the end cap of the week and they think a lot of the shittier trades are taken that day. Just kind of like a psychological way of thinking about it, which is not true. Again, there are plenty of opportunities on Fridays and Mondays, but it is a good way of thinking about things because not every week are you going to get exciting Mondays, Fridays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. Every week's going to be different depending on what days have news, what days don't. Up already, sitting on my hands and mentally trading to keep profits and sharpening the skills. Love it. Steady mobbing. I lost an 80% play on the 433.70 retest. And you have to understand, not every time is it going to work. This is why we set stop losses. This is why we set targets. Regardless of a trade working out or not for us, we need to have an exit plan. This is why I was just talking about risk. You shouldn't be putting, if you have a $1,000 account, you're not going to be putting $1,000 into that trade. Because what if you end up losing on it? Well, if you lose 10%, now you're not just losing 10% of that trade, you're losing 10% of your account. I personally like Fridays because I feel like I fully absorbed the vibe of the week. See, there you go. There's an opposite. See, that's what I was talking about. There's another way of thinking about it. Good job, John. There's a negative way of thinking about a Friday, and there's a positive way of thinking about a Friday. I like that you said it like that. Good stuff. Because that's true too. Maybe you feel more in tune with it, So it's really all about mindset. You really are in control of how you view what the markets look like. Your levels need to be concrete. You don't need to be touching those. That's what you need to be looking around. Supply, demand, your levels. If you say, oh, I feel like today's going to be bearish, you need to be able to back that up. And yeah, they failed the bullish retest, broke down, did really good on the bearish retest from that same level. So clearly 433.70 area, very important for the day. And now we're seeing them back to square one. They're again just testing above today's open. They're still fighting against this very important hammer that popped up at support, at demand, with very good volume, most on the day on the 5-minute. So the intraday pivot, bearish, support, bullish. Kind of stuck between here now. Let's see how they look in the 1 minute. I didn't even get to look. They went up. Nice hammer. Hammer at support. Another hammer. Broke down. Could have been a 40% entry. Broke back up. 80% reset in, and that is where the passive lead test stepped in. Very nice. Even got a close under the 9 EMA on the 1 minute. Very clean. And if you guys have watched the live trade series, the scalp trade series, any of Leland's videos, any of the lead test videos, any of our live trade replay videos, you'll understand that the lower high on the lead test is where a lot of the passive trades are taken. Now, does this happen every time? No. Some variations, the lower high will not come in. They'll just reject first try, and they'll flush, and you'll miss out. That's okay. You need to be focused on looking for the lower high entry. Very clean. A lot of the lead test traders today eating. Promise that. Mentally traded test lead test and it played out good. Good job, Dondu. I also like your mindset. You know, I hate when I see people say, I mentally traded test lead test and it played out good. And then they'll say, I wish I actually got into that. It's like, how the hell does that help anybody? That is not the way to think about things. I love that you thought about that in a great way, Dondu. Round of applause for you. Tesla approaching low of day. Great call out, TJS. And yeah, all those green sectors and green stocks that were up, all back to red again. We're back to square one like nothing happened. It's been a little over an hour and a half from the open. And I just went over the story of the chart, you know, what's happened so far today. Have you guys also done so? Have you gone back through the chart, talked about, okay, from open, this is what happened, this is what we hit, this is what happened. Again, telling the story of the chart. How many of you have already gone through and done that? Really good method to help you out, just kind of getting back in tune, you know, regardless of taking a trade or not. You know, you could sometimes feel like you stumbled, or like you don't understand what's going on, or you feel, you know, like you're not in tune with what's going on. Really good way of getting back in tune is, again, just repeating what happened. Going back from the start, first candle, tell us what happened, what'd they do. Moving on, what'd they move up to, what'd they slow down against. Did they pull back? What did they pull back to? Left to right, like a book. But how many of you, show of hands, do that? How many of you go back through and tell the story of the chart to help yourself feel a little bit more refreshed? A little bit more focused on what's here? Crazy busy summer. I haven't been able to trade or study. Miss you all. We miss you too, Dom G. I recognize that name. Are we selling off? I mean, we have been selling off from the highs of day. Are we selling off like breaking supports? Not yet. We're still above really good supports. Had to step away and missed my lead test. Oh well, was a nice one. Well, hey, good mindset, Lucky Nugget, and good job going back and reviewing. No, target's already, for the most part, hit if you took the lead test. If you took the lead test we talked about in here at least, this one here, you need to be taking most profits around the meat of that right here. So most profits should already be taken, and you don't need to be aiming. I know you're just joking, but for people who might not think you're joking, you never want to aim for the perfect low. You want to sell towards that low. Again, because this isn't the only target. You have today's open, you have today's low, or today's open, sorry. Previous day demand, today's low. You know, that's not the only thing there. So that's another thing too to keep in mind. But the 1 minute was really good. I'm sure the 2 and 3 minute didn't look too bad. But yeah, that looks really good. Let me check out some other individuals real quick. Lower high on Apple. They're now back at where they are. Today's open. AMD, really nasty flush. They hit that first target and then they flushed all the way through. Oof. Nvidia. Oof. Nasty. Meta. Yeah, got a little bit of a buy reaction at open. A lot of things just cooled off after that. Lucky Nugget, it's so weird that you just said that. You said, but it was $1,500. It was last week, I think it was. And I'm not sitting here like talking to you like this is FOMO or anything. I don't give a shit. I'll find another entry. But it's funny you say that because I was also just looking at a contract. I think it was last week, and it was like $1,600, $1,700. And I almost did it. And then I think the next day it went up and was doing really good. Then I was like, you know what? I'm glad I didn't do that. Now I'm looking back at it. It's like, damn, that would have been really good. So... But yeah, that's funny you said that though. Coincidence. I was also doing that. It was more of like a gamble, but at the same time I was like, you know what? I tell everybody not to try to buy the top, and here I am trying to buy the top, so let me not do that. Still though, it's cool to think about that kind of stuff. Those are what I call like intuition type trades, logical type trades. You know, you thinking something deserves to go a certain way or deserves to be at a certain part of the chart because of something. You know, it's totally fine. But you can never risk too much on those types of ideas because you have to understand you're basically just guessing. But it's more of an informed guess. And honestly, guys, the daily on SPY doesn't look any better than it did the other day. It honestly looks worse. This looks even better for bears than it did beginning of the day. Need to work. Good luck, everyone. See you later, Tobias. That is a very clean daily chart, though. I'm very happy with that one. Double bought on Tesla, maybe. Watch 249.80. SPY almost looked like a dark cloud cover with the close below the 9. What time frame you on? Talking about that daily time frame? I'll go back to it. I think it was a failed dark cloud cover. Yeah, it was. It was a failed dark cloud cover. It was like just on the cusp of it. But the lower open gave it that extra momentum for the next day to sell off, which, again, what's the next thing you sell off to? Whatever next support you have, or the 9 EMA. Looks like they wanted to get to the 9 EMA. Tested it, held, got that lower open, pushed back up, tried to touch that gap, didn't quite hold. Lower open again, failed. Lower open again, failed. So, again, you can see buyers every day trying to step back in and failing. They keep just getting those lower opens. Good eye, though, TJS. Good looks. I like to go from the meat when I do dark cloud covers, the open to the close. But I have seen some people historically do the low to the high. But you could see even if that was the case, golden pocket still was there. So even if it was that case, it still didn't really ruin anything. SPX is under. Let me test that. And yeah, bottom of it, that area. If they can crack 43.40, 43.37s, SPX can definitely flush a lot more. Just shy, which is why I focus on Tesla. That bearish engulfing was much stronger. I agree. That was a lot cleaner of a setup. I agree. Have a great day, Daffy. Thank you for tuning in, man. But yeah, TJS, if you want, and Nox has been doing this kind of almost on his own the past few months. You can go into chat too, and you can post your own like finds in the charts by members. And in the future, don't do this anytime soon. I'm just saying in the future, you can post trade ideas on those potential swings you find, and then try to backtest them. You know, in chat, update them going into the next day or for, you know, for whatever period of time you need to before you close it again. But in charts by members, though, you can go in there and find your own. And say, hey, look, there's a bearish pattern here or a bullish pattern here, and then a couple days later, add on to it, say, oh, they had that pattern, now they've closed over the 9 and the significant area, let's look for this. So also just using positioning, you know, just using supply and demand. A really awesome technique I like to use is going to the weekly time frame, drawing supply and demand from the far left of the chart, and then using that to help me find positioning. So if I see patterns ever pop up in those areas, I know it's a lot higher probability than if that pattern was by itself. Got it. I will not be posting any trades for. No, yeah, that's what I was saying. I was just trying to throw it in your ear for like down the road. Because it's not like for other people. It's really like for you. So if you want to go ahead and do that like with yourself, that's fine. Like visualizing, please do so. Almost making a new low of day on SPY here, guys. They did make it for a half second. So does anybody want to know what's next for the day before I end the stream? Because I am going to end the stream here, but I want to go over what's going on. So what we're going to be looking at next is you're going to be looking for demand to either continue holding, and you can use this as double confirmation. Basically, as long as they don't break 432, you should be looking for this to hold. You can look for good buys off of this area, but anything off of this, you can't sit there and think it's going to go that far because we've already moved a pretty good amount today, and we're heading towards lunchtime, so be very careful. 2, if we do end up holding, and we do end up making a move, look over your 9 EMA for good short-term confirmations. And if we do get some more downside, look under 432. I would target every 50 cents and every dollar target out because you've already been at this point of the day where we've already used energy basically. So you want to keep those targets a lot closer now. So I would aim for every 50 cents if you do see a break of a new low of day. But you have major levels though at 430.40. So keep that in mind under 432. But I'm going to end the stream there. I really do hope a lot of you guys enjoyed some of today's information. I felt like I was non-stop talking in today's stream. So hopefully you guys got a lot of good information out of that. No full day Monday. But I will be streaming again tomorrow, so please tune into the YouTube stream. I'll be sure to drop a link and all that good stuff and make sure you're all aware. But yeah, thank you guys again. I really do appreciate you guys. Please tune into the Discord if you want to get more updates, engage with the community some more. Tons of great people in there. But yeah, see you guys later.